right now we have Jade Hassoune on the show. He is from Geordie's Productions' new show, For Art's Sake. I saw it this Friday. It was really incredible, and it's about a boy who goes to a museum and lets his imagination kind of come alive. It's a nice show for the kids, but I think the adults can enjoy it as well. So with me to discuss it all is actor Jade Hassoune. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So the show opened on Friday. How do you think it went?
Oh man, it went so great. I honestly wasn't prepared for the amount of love that was showered upon us after the show.
There was a couple of standing ovations right there.
Yeah, and the power with which the audience reacted after the show was just I didn't click until I remembered how it was, and then everybody, of course, after the show, just the reaction, they just were uplifted, and that's the best thing, when you do a show, to see the reaction people get and how they feel when they leave. That's the best thing.
Now, so when did you first hear about this show? Because it's a kids show, but it has some mature elements to it. There's some jokes that I'm sure went over the kids' heads. When did you hear about the show, and what did you first think?
Well, I got a phone call from Amanda Kellogg, the director, this summer, and it was just such a gift because she offered me the part. I didn't have to audition for it, which was incredible. And so she sent me the script, and I remember I was on my way to the Eastern Townships with a friend and started reading the script at 7 a.m. one morning. And honestly, I was bawling my eyes out on the way there.
Because you didn't have to audition?
No, because the script, I just deeply connected to it. This kid who discovers art and who just feels like he has so much to express but doesn't know how to do it, and doubts himself, and I just think it's such a beautiful story.
And whose mom is kind of nasty at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, his mom is doing her best to, she's doing her best, but she's so busy and she's trying to do everything for him, but at the same time, overlooking everything.
And there's another actress it's a two-person show. There's another actress who plays many roles. She plays your mother. She also plays a couple of the drawings that come to life in the show. Her name's Julie Tamiko Manning. How is it being in a two-person cast? Did you have to work doubly as hard?
Yes, because you have to be everywhere at the same time. But at the same time, there was a bigger crew than the actors, which doesn't happen often, but working with an actress like Julie is a gift. She is an energy ball of love, and she's so creative and she just wants to play, we just had so much fun. Honestly, it didn't feel like work at all.
And so you play an 11-year-old on stage. Yeah. How old are you in real life? Because you sound pretty young, too.
I'm 22, so I'm twice the age of the character.
And because you kind of, I was in the audience and I saw that the kids could really relate to you because you were just doing the same motions that a regular 11-year-old would do. Did you have to study an 11-year-old, or how did you get into that mindset?
Oh man, I was so nervous for that. Actually, I'm an intuitive actor, so I just sort of try stuff how I feel them. I have a cousin who's 12, and I've been around kids a lot in my life because I've taught, and I still teach them, and theater and dance and stuff like that. And I guess that I've observed them, and I think my subconscious observed them more than my conscious mind did, because I didn't want to focus on, okay, how does an 11-year-old move? I just wanted to be as truthful as I could in the story and in the character, and it came. Physicality came, and I had parents after the show telling me that I really looked like their kid, and that was so gratifying.
Yeah, what did you do exactly? Did you shove your hair down in your face and kind of like you put on like I don't know if it was an accent or a lisp or something, something?
Well, actually, a lot of it comes from my body, the way I stand, the way I move, and I guess I have this neutral stance that I put on for the character, and then everything else comes from that, first physicality. My voice followed, and my hair, and if I had to shave my legs. And
you had to shave your legs? Wait, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I had super hairy legs, okay? And from the beginning, the designer, James Lavoie, was an incredible and brilliant man, told me, yeah, you're gonna have to do something about your legs. So I, trimmed them up, and now I'm more convincing as an 11-year-old.
What happens when the play ends and you have shaved legs for how long?
I guess it goes back. Honestly, I don't know.
Wow, and were you just open with shaving your legs? Because a lot of people would put up their foot down and been like, well, he could have been a very advanced-looking 11-year-old.
No, I'm always up for transformation. I mean, people offer to cut my hair, and stuff. So I'll do it. I'll do it for acting.
Now, was this like a shave, or did you have to like wax? I'm very interested in this because
you
don't hear about
I
this.
with a clipper number 2.
Oh, well, I'm glad we got specific there. So the set is also really elaborate, and you mentioned James Lavoie, and it's kind of multi-storied, and the whole set is kind of like a big picture frame with little picture frames within it.
Mm-hmm.
And you climb down from different picture frames, and you fight a monster through picture frames. When did you see the set, and what did you think?
Well, I saw the set on the first day of rehearsal, which was about a month and a bit ago. It was a maquette, and it looked amazing. But this week, actually, we got into the theater on Tuesday, and that's when they started building the set in the space. And when I walked in, I was so amazed. It looks incredible. They did it so quickly. This week was all about, putting the show together technically. We had done the work with the acting, and everybody was working so hard and to create this. It's a masterpiece. Really, visually, like, I don't know if people went onto your blog. I saw the picture that you posted for today's show.
Mm-hmm. It's quite monstrous when you look at it. I don't know how many feet it is, but it's high up.
Yeah, it's super high up, and it also makes me look really small, which works really well for the show, I didn't realize how beautiful the show was visually until I saw the pictures. And
does it look kind of monstrous when you go backstage and have to walk up? Is there like a ladder behind? Like, how do you actually get up to the top of that set?
Okay, I'm going to reveal. Backstage is actually the smallest backstage I think I've ever had to work with, because there's so much. The puppets take a lot of room and stuff like that, and the set is really back towards the wall, so we really don't have a lot of room. We're 4 people backstage. Julie's always changing really quickly and stuff. But if you go back, the way that the Centaur Theater is in that space is there's a mezzanine.
Right.
So there's a second level, but for this show they covered it, so you can't really see that it's there. There's stairs to go back and to go to the second level up there, and that's how I get to the frame and come into my imagination.
Very interesting. And part of that imagination is the puppets that come to life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't actually get to operate any of the puppets really until, I guess, the curtain call or whatever it is. But were you kind of jealous that you didn't get these cool puppets? It was a big bird and this kind of squiggle drawing, and a huge monster comes out.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I did another Geordie show. Well, my first Geordie show was a tour, and I did The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I got to operate all the puppets, and it was also a 2-person show. So it was really interesting for me this time because I feel like I'm usually the actor who has to transform into many different people, and it was the first time that I was, the one character that walks through, this crazy storm and everything happens around him. So no, I wasn't jealous because it's so cool to be able to talk to a puppet and, to really believe that this crazy creature is talking to you.
That is pretty cool, though. You have to make sure you're not talking to the person behind the puppet. Was that difficult?
Yeah, sometimes in rehearsal I would connect with Julie and then remember, oh yeah, there's a puppet. But more for the scribble puppet because Oiseau is so present and his eyes are huge, so that wasn't too difficult. And
we should mention that this is Geordie's 30th anniversary, a big anniversary, and you've been with the production with Geordie Productions. How has that been for you? Why do you keep on coming back to children's theater for youth, as they call it, I think?
Well, Geordie Productions is such an amazing, loving place. The company, the people that are there, I feel so appreciated and so loved and so taken care of, and it's just, they're such a wonderful family.
So, Jade, our time is up.
Okay.
But I want to thank you so much for coming on. You've been really nice about it, and for waking up early on a Sunday.
Hey, thank you.